Good evening and welcome. For many travelers, booking a flight seems like a straightforward process. You choose your destination, select your dates, pay for the ticket, and just like that, you assume your seat is secured. But the truth might shock you. Buying a plane ticket does not guarantee you a seat on the flight. Airlines around the world legally practice what is known as overbooking, a strategy where they sell more tickets than the actual number of available seats on a plane. This controversial method is rooted in the assumption that a certain percentage of passengers will either cancel or not show up. While it helps airlines maximize profit, it can leave unsuspecting passengers stranded at the gate. Let's take a closer look at how this can play out. In a now viral incident, a couple from the United Kingdom, Scott McCormick and Helena Boschwick, found themselves in a frustrating situation. They had booked tickets from Birmingham to Mallorca, but decided not to pay extra to reserve seats together, assuming that a short 2-hour flight did not require much planning. Unfortunately, their aircraft was downgraded from a 197-seat Boeing 737-8200 to a smaller 189-seat 737-800. At the boarding gate, they were told that only one of them could board the plane. Because the airline Ryanair had run out of seats, since they were among the last to check in, they had two options: fly separately or pay nearly $135 for a new ticket to travel together on a later flight. This situation, while disappointing, is not unique. According to travel expert Rory Boland from the Consumer Advocacy Group, which overbooking is especially common among low-cost carriers trying to boost profit margins. Legally, airlines must first ask for volunteers to give up their seats in exchange for compensation. But when no one steps forward, passengers can be involuntarily bumped, and yes, it is legal. When you are bumped without your consent, most countries have strict regulations requiring airlines to provide compensation. That might include meals, hotel stays, rebooking on another flight, and in some cases, financial reimbursement. However, if you agree to give up your seat voluntarily, the situation changes. Volunteers typically forfeit the right to formal compensation and must rely on negotiated benefits like flight vouchers or cash offers. Nikki Kelvin, a senior editor at TravelSite, The Points Guy, urges travelers to know their rights before flying. In many regions, rules clearly define what airlines must provide. If passengers are denied boarding due to overbooking, compensation can vary based on how long the delay lasts and how far you were supposed to fly. More importantly, keep your receipts. Expenses like meals, cabs, or hotels might be reimbursed. To help reduce the risk of getting bumped, here are some practical tips. Reserve your seat ahead of time, especially if traveling in pairs or with family. Airlines may prioritize keeping pre-assigned passengers on board. During overbooking scenarios, check in early. Late check-ins are more vulnerable to being reassigned or bumped. Negotiate smartly if you are asked to give up your seat. You can ask for more than just travel credit. Some passengers have secured cash payouts, hotel nights, and first-class upgrades in exchange for volunteering. Learn the rules of your airline and country. If you are involuntarily bumped despite being on time and checked in, you are likely entitled to compensation, often hundreds of dollars, depending on your route and the length of the delay. While frustrating, overbooking is an unfortunate but well-established reality in modern aviation. The key takeaway: you may be paying for a promise, not a guarantee. Understanding your rights and preparing accordingly can make all the difference. Whether it is printing your boarding pass early, arriving at the airport ahead of schedule, or negotiating firmly when asked to give up your seat, passenger awareness is your best defense in a system designed around profit margins, not individual comfort. So the next time you click Confirm Booking, remember the flight may be scheduled, but your seat is never truly secure until you are buckled in and airborne. Thank you for joining us. Stay informed and safe travels.